Hi, welcome to the Wild Gut Project. My name is Carrie. It's all about being vegan, low FODMAP, IBS, and today I've got 2 recipes for you that are high in protein and you can make in advance. I've got a sweet and a savoury recipe for you. They both contain this brown rice protein. I haven't tried, to be honest, any other low FODMAP powder protein, so I can't say this is better than worse than any other. But it does the job, and this bag was about £6 on sale in Whole Foods, which is why I got it. So one of the problems I've had kind of with low FODMAP, especially now it's getting a bit warmer, I want to get back into running, so it's kind of hard to constantly eat and have like as many calories as you need for that. So that's why I've made some, as you'll see later, some kind of cookie dough chocolate bites, which are very kind of high calorie, high protein, to kind of help you with that, so you can just quickly eat them, and you can make loads in advance and you can even freeze them. And then I made some roast red pepper kind of protein pasta sauce, which you can also make in advance, store in the fridge, and then all you have to do is boil some pasta and like boom, you've got a meal. And it's all perfectly balanced in terms of the meal maker guide I made. So you've got your protein powder, you've got greens, there's spinach in here, you've got your other vegetables, so your red pepper, and then there's pine nuts and herbs and garlic oil, so it's flavourful and balanced. So let's get on with those recipes. Okay, first take your unflavoured rice protein and we're going to sieve that into a bowl. So here I'm putting 5 tablespoons. And then I'm going to join that with 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder. Sieve that all in, making sure there are no lumps. And then we're going to add some ground up oats. And it just works a lot better if they're finely milled like this. You don't end up with kind of hard to digest and eat chunks of oats. I'm going to mix that all together. Then I'm going to add in slowly about 150 millilitres of water to make our sort of beginnings of the cookie dough. It doesn't need to be too wet at this point. Then we're going to add in some maple syrup. It's about 1 tablespoon, but you could add more if you prefer it sweeter. And then I've got some vanilla extract here, about 1 teaspoon. So mixing it all in. Now the fun bit, 100 grams of dark chocolate, finely chopped, so then you get the really fine bits of chocolate, which will melt in. It just makes it extra indulgent. Stirring it all in again. So I'm going to let that rest. Meanwhile, I'm going to melt some almond butter. That's about 3 tablespoons, and about 3 tablespoons of coconut oil. And then I'm going to pour that into the cookie dough mixture. Simmering away. And that's going to become quite wet, and we're going to give it 10 minutes to rest. And this step's really important for getting rid of the kind of grainy texture of the protein powder. Then I'm going to add in an extra 40 grams of ground up oats. Now it's a good consistency to start balling up. So take a really small amount, just enough that you actually want to be able to put in your mouth, obviously. And start putting those in a box. I'm going to put this in the freezer. Altogether it makes 24 balls. And there we are. They're a nice little treat. Not totally unhealthy. Right, on to the pasta sauce. These are all the ingredients you will need. We're going to start off with our kind of blender. I've got some vegan beef stock cubes here that are IBS friendly, and I got them on Amazon, and I'll link them below because they're so useful. I'm just going to cover that in about 100 millilitres of boiling water even. And I'm making 3 servings of sauce here, so with the rice protein I'm going to add in 3 heaped tablespoons. And then I'm going to use a blender or hand blender to mix that up. Now I'm going to put in 3 roast peppers. It took about half an hour at gas 9, and you just want it getting a little bit black in places and softened everywhere. Almost fits. And then I've got 3 tablespoons of toasted pine nuts I'm also going to add in. and then about 1 teaspoon of garlic oil drizzled on top. And that again will get processed into a nice smooth sauce. I'm going to add a generous handful of basil along with 3 kind of stingy handfuls of spinach, which is how I like to measure the low FODMAP portion. Pretty much always works out. And again, blend that up into a kind of gross brown colour. And then I'm going to season it with a bit of salt and pepper. Of course, this is maybe a bit nicer to do when you're actually about to eat it. And then I'm going to add in 3 tablespoons of inactive yeast flakes, which are really good. I didn't used to like them, but now I just can't get enough. So that's all ready. I'm going to pot up 1/3 here, just in a little tub, and that's ready to go for the next time I want to have some pasta. And if you don't have any tubs, you can also reuse a jar, so that's what I have here. And these are just as good for storing your sauce. Right now I'm going to make some pasta, so I've got some buckwheat pasta, so it's low FODMAP, and I'm just going to stir in the pepper sauce, mixing it all together, and then maybe top with some more basil if you fancy that. So yeah, I have to say, when I was experimenting with protein powder recipes, I was really surprised how well it blends into kind of savoury dishes. Normally you see it in like porridge and things like the protein balls, but pasta sauces, and it says in here you can put it in soups too, so endless options. I'd love to know if you give these a go, or if you have any low FODMAP vegan recipes you'd like to sneak some protein powder into as well. Otherwise, please like and subscribe if you want more videos that are low FODMAP and vegan. Oh, and if you want more support and more community around this very unusual way of eating, there's a Facebook group now that's I'm loving. It's really nice. Everyone's kind of like helping each other, so I'll link that below as well. Yeah, I'll see you next Sunday. Bye.